Hello fellow travelers, my name is SG and welcome to the channel. Today we're continuing with Dante, Canto 12. Last time we saw them, they were still in the sixth circle, which is violence. And they're explaining the different levels of violence, which was towards your neighbor, towards yourself, and towards God. And now we are seeing that they're moving on with the story, and we are about to see them enter into the seventh level. So, let's get started, shall we? The place where to descend the bank we came was alpine, and from what was there, moreover, of such a kind that every eye would shun it, such as that ruin in which in the flank smote on this side of Trent, and the adage, either by earthquake or by failing stay. For from that mountain's top from which it moved onto the plain the cliff is shattered so, some path toward give to him who was above. Even such was the descent of that ravine, and on the border of the broken chasm the infamy of Crete was stretched along, who was conceived in this fictitious cow, and when he was beheld he bit himself, even as one whom anger racks within. My sage towards him shouted, Peradventure thou thinkest that here may be the Duke of Athens, who in the world above brought death to thee. Get thee gone, beast, for this one cometh not, instructed by thy sister, but he comes in order to behold your punishments. As is the bull who breaks loose of the moment, in which he has received the mortal blow, who cannot walk but stagger here and there. The Minotaur beheld I the like, and he the weary cried, Run to the passage, while he wroth. 'Tis well thou shouldest descend. Thus down we took our way over the discharge of stones, which oftentimes did most themselves beneath my feet. From the most unwonted burden thoughtful I went, and he said, Thou art thinking perhaps upon this ruin, which is guarded by that brute anger which just now I quenched. Now will I have thee know, the other time I here descend to the nether hell. The precipice had not yet fallen down. This precipice had not yet fallen down. But truly, if I well discern a little, before his coming who the might spoil, bore off from this in the supernal circle. Upon all sides the deep and loathsome valley trembled so, that I thought the universe was thrilled with love by there are with this. Was thrilled with love, but which there are who think the world often converts into chaos. And at the moment this primal crag, both here and elsewhere, made such overthrow. But fix thine eyes below, for dwelleth near that river of blood, within which boiling is whoever by violence doth injure others. O blind cupidity, O wrath insane, that spurs us onward so in our short life, and in the eternal that so badly steeps us. I saw an ample moat bent like a boat, as one which all the pain encompasses, comfortable to what my guide had said. And between this and the embankment's foot, centaurs in file were running, armed with arrows, as in the world they used the chance to follow. Beholding us descend, each one stood still, and from the squadron 3 detached themselves, with bows and arrows in advance selected. And from afar one cried, Unto what torment come ye, who down the hillside are descending? Tell us from there, if not, I draw the bow. My master said, Our answer will we make to Charon. Near you there in evil hour, that will art thine was evermore so hasty. Then touched he me and said, This one is Narcissus, who perished for the lovely Dejira, and for himself did vengeance take. And he in the midst who at his breast is gazing, is the great Charon who brought up Achilles, and that one Pholus is who was so wrathful. Thousands and thousands go about the moat, shooting his shaft wherever soul emerges, out of the blood more than crimes allot. Near we approached unto these monsters' fleet. Chiron an arrow took, and with the notch backwards up upon his jaw he put his beard. After he had uncovered his great mouth, he said to his companions, Are you aware that he behind moveth where he touches? Thus are not wont to do the feet of dead men. And my guide, who now was at his breast, where the two natures are coming together, replied, Indeed he lives, and thus alone me it behooves to show him the dark valley, necessarily and not delight impels us. Someone withdrew from singing hallelujah, who unto me committed the new office. No thief is he, nor I a thievish spirit, but by the virtue through which I am moving, my steps along the savage through farce. Give us someone of thine to be with us, and who may show us where to pass the ford, and who may carry this one on his back, for 'tis no spirit that can walk the air. Upon his great breast Chiron wheeled about, and said to Nessus, Turn and do thou guide them, and warn aside if other band may meet you. We with our faithful escort onward moved, along the brink of the vermilion boiling, wherein the boiled were uttering loud laments. People I saw within up to the eyebrows, and the great centaur said, Tyrants are these, who dealt in bloodshed and pillaging. Here they lament their pitiless mischief. Here is Alexander, and fierce Dionysus, who was Sicily brought dolorous years. That forehead there, which has the hair so black, is Ascalon, and the other who is blonde, Obizio, is of Este, who in truth, up in the world, was by his stepson slain. Then turned I to the poet, and he said, Now he be first to thee, and I second I. A little farther on the centaur stopped above a folk, who far down as the throat seemed from the boiling steam to issue forth. A shade he showed us on one side alone, saying, He cleft asunder in God's bosom the heart that still upon the Themius is honored. Then people saw I, who from out the river lifted their heads, and also all the chests, and many among these I recognized. Thus ever more and more grew shallower that blood, so that the feet alone is covered, but there across the moat our passage was. Even as thou here upon this side beholdest the boiling stream that aye diminishes, the centaur said, I wish thee to believe that on this other more and more declines in sped, until it reunites itself, and where it behooves tyranny to groan, justice divine upon this side is goading. That Atia, who was a scourge on earth, and Piasus and Sextus, and forever milks the tears which with the boiling it unseals, the Reiner di Corneto and Rinier Pazzo, who made upon the highway so much war. Then back he turned and passed again the ford. Well, now that we've read the chapter, let's talk about it, shall we? In this one, we've entered the next circle, the circle 7, which is about tyranny more than anything else. In this one, Dante and Virgil are confronted with like an army of minotaurs. You might know this from like Greek mythology, or like you can, like I guess the best example I could say was in the movie The Wrath of the Titans. In the maze, you figure like a big muscular thing with like the head of a bull, and it is this creature that is said to like guard that level of hell. It is to make sure that no one comes in and no one gets out, no souls that don't belong at least. When they're faced with this army, they're told that they're there just to pass by, and that this Dante is just, one that has to learn from all this. Now, when they do give him the okay, and they give him a guide through the next circle from there on, and this guide is kind of giving him like a quick overrun of who's there, why they're there, and on some he says how, Like one guy was killed by his stepson, or some were just tyrants that caused so much havoc in their time. And that's kind of who this whole area is for, the tyrants. And as they go deeper and down the circle, you can kind of see that they aren't, the water's getting shallower. They're there to boil in blood, and those who are really bad boil all the way up to their eyebrows, or at least to the tops of their heads, while those of lesser offense go lesser and further down the line. I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. I'll be back next week with another one. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed. That way we can be closer to our goal of 100 subscribers by the end of the year. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys next time.